Alright. Alright, here's Lanier's guitar. I sold this here guitar to Lanier. He got it halfway paid for. And the grain is almost full. We sprayed it and sanded it and sprayed it and sanded it and sprayed it and sanded it, and I'm just trying to get the grain full. I don't know if it's just about there too. I don't know if you can see, but if you look on Limba, you see those little dents? I don't know if you can see them or not, where the grain is. So usually use a grain filler, but on black Limba, you know, if I fill all these little stripes here with grain filler, then what happens is you can see it. White Limba, they just mix up a paste that matches the white Limba so you don't see it. And then they sand it flat. But with black Limba, it's hard to match that up. And then you fill the grain with grain filler and you can see it. So on something as beautiful as this, no. So what we do is we just keep spraying it. And Peter, he's the spray master, he sands it flat and sprays it until all those little dents from where the grain, the open grain is, all those little dents disappear. When those dents disappear, then the grain is full. So it may take 15 coats, but it's not really a thick coating because you're sanding all of it back off again, pretty much until this grain is full. And that's how it's done for black Limba. It's probably an easier way to do it with some type of colored grain fill. But no, not on this one. So we're not gonna fill the grain. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not quite full. Now this guy also is difficult because this is swamp ash. Now the top is maple, which is a closed grain, so the top is done. That'll buff right out, it'll look beautiful. The back is swamp ash. It's a swamp ash one-piecer. Very rare build in the guitar world here because it's so lightweight. I mean, it weighs nothing. It's like, you know, so, but anyway, has a Brazilian board on there, 25 frets. And, but, you know, this is looking better. Peter's doing a good job because it's been cold. And what happens is the grain cracks. Sometimes if it gets too cold and the lacquer separates, not the grain of the wood, but the lacquer will crack. But it looks like he's got this thing submitting real nicely. This one's just about ready for the client. He's almost halfway paid into this guitar. We do payment plans here, and that's awesome. So this is $4,000. This here is $4,000 and some change. This one here is $10,000. And why is this guitar $10,000? Come on, that's just too much money. Of course it is. But what you get is, now this guitar, I don't know if you can see, this is all one piece of wood. So the fingerboard and the top and the whole guitar is all one piece. It's been chambered. You can see the grain there. See that line? But look at the grain. It's been chambered and this has been glued on. The back. So this is lightweight too. But so it's a semi-hollow. It's a semi-hollow guitar, and it sounds like this. That's going to be the tone of the guitar. The tone's called this shit. Anyway, it has, and you can see that the fingerboard is separate. I mean, it looks separate, sorry, but it's not. It's not separate at all. It's all one piece of wood. The fingerboard, the neck, the body, everything is a one-piecer. And it's a beautiful fiddleback ash, stainless steel frets, and the fingerboard doesn't need any more spray, and it looks beautiful. But the guitar needs some more coats. And yeah, man, I like this neck relief back here. I mean, you can really get in here on this one piece and pray up to fret 25 like it ain't nothing. That's the high D. The high D blues box. Way up there. And it plays easy. I think this has a, if I recall properly, this is a 25 scale. Sort of like a PRS. Sort of like a jazz guitar. Titanium truss rod. So it needs just a little touch up here. Just put a drop of color on there. Nobody will see that probably. And then the back has to be shot a few more times. This has been sanded, as you can see. It's been sanded. The back has been sanded again. It's ready for another spray or two. And so ash also. This has an asymmetrical neck. It's pretty consistent to here, and then it kind of goes down there, as you can see. So and then it goes up on the thumb, but that's okay. It gives you a good place to grip your thumb for playing lead way up there. But it's such a nice guitar, man. Such a nice build. It needs a little touch up right here where there's a little burn through. We'll just touch that up with some colored lacquer and carefully dissolve some. Peter will carefully make that finish right. And it's such a nice guitar. It's going to be so sweet. Nothing like it in the world either. No guitar on earth like this one. All these three have, I mean, well, there's plenty of flying V's out there, but that one at Limba there has a special sound the way it's built. You know, the fingerboard is about 5/8, somewhere between 5/8 and a ½ inch off the top. The neck sits in there, goes all the way through to here. It's got a wraparound Limba body. It's been chambered slightly for weight relief, and it just has an amazing sound with the wraparound bridge. This Firebird has a Fender tremolo, which is you don't find those on Gibsons. For some reason, Gibson didn't use a Fender tremolo. I can't imagine why. And then this has a Fender trem too, the old school vintage Fender trem. We're using the Graphtec nuts. They stay right in tune. After a few years, 3 or 4 years of playing, you got to replace the nut. Just the way it is. Then on this guitar here, this guitar's all been sanded. It's ready to be sprayed. This is lightweight too. This thing weighs maybe, I don't know, 4 pounds maybe. It's all one piece of Limba though. Half black and half white Limba. Limba grows on the same tree. And it's just an interesting look. Sort of like on the MSG. He had a black and white flying V, but this is actually black Limba and white Limba. They grow on the same tree. This has a Fender big wide range humbucker, then it has a P90, then it has a mini bucker. The pick guard is just, the top has just been routed, so it looks like a pick guard. It's just a routed top. So it's all one piece of wood, except the fingerboard is Macassar ebony on this guy. And so it has an ebony fingerboard. It's all one piece of wood. This is going to be an unusual, cool little guitar with a big neck. It has a 24 3/4 scale on it, like a Gibson, with a 12 radius. All these guitars have a 12 radius on them. The 12 is just so easy to play. Why mess with it? It's so great. Anyway, that's what's going on here today over at Rushmore Guitar Palace, Atlantic Woodworks. These other guitars are ready for service. These are some one-piecers over here. We're making quite a few one-piecers. The one-piecer here, this one's all walnut with a walnut fingerboard. There's an all Brazilian mahogany one there, and then there's an all maple, and they're all semi-hollow, and it's going to be very cool. It's going to be nice to finish those up this year, get those out there for the customer. Nice.